Hey everyone, how are you? I hope that the first 6 days of the year have been awesome. I hope that the rest of the 360 are just as good or even better. Novak Djokovic out of the Australian Open. Oh, you know what? He had it coming. He ended up gloating on social media. He ended up doing a lot of things that rubbed people the wrong way. And thus, once you end up being guilty in the court of public opinion, who knows where that ends up taking you? It's a problem. It's an issue, and when you end up having, it's not just people in Australia, which I understand that situation as well. It's the other tennis players that were vaccinated, but because of the vaccine, in this case the Sputnik vaccine, not being authorized by the World Health Organization, it ends up being a problem for them to even get a visa. So many vaccinated. I think some were they even had a booster. They weren't allowed in Australia because they weren't allowed to go in because they had the Sputnik vaccine. But yet, Djokovic, who doesn't have any, never will, he's already said it, he's adamant about it, ends up getting the exemption. So it's not just, I'm talking about Australian citizens, I'm talking about fellow colleagues of Novak Djokovic who might not be looking at him in the best of light, or haven't, especially in the past couple of years since he's kind of flaked out a little bit, to be quite honest with you. It's tough. It's tough for him, and it's going to be tough in the court of public opinion from here on out. And it's a shame because on the courts, very few have been as good or better than him, even less better than him. But Jesus Christ, I mean, I don't know how much damage he might have done to his career at this point. Of course, that's still a long ways away. There's still issues of repentance and how, things of that nature that can end up turning things around for him. But again, who am I to say anything about it? And I think the best one that said it was Rafael Nadal. Saying, hey, it's his life. But at the same time, there's rules. There's rules, and there's a need to be able to abide by those rules, and there's a need to be more. Of course, he didn't say. I'm paraphrasing. Being more collectivistic in a very individualistic society, or in very individualistic societies that we live in. So that's a very good point that he made, and I think that's the way to go. We'll see, because the story is far from over. I'll tell you that for sure. Real Madrid. Real Madrid, it was funny. There were so many similarities to last year's match. Obviously, the opponent. Obviously, Real Madrid scored first. Obviously, Real Madrid scored first. And then Militao, who scored the first goal last year against Alcoyano before being eliminated. And the same player for Alcoyano that scored the equalizer. But, of course, a different result as Real Madrid were able to win 3-1. And there was a bit of preoccupation. There was a bit of worry. But they were able to right the ship. They were able to get the job done in Copa del Rey. Barcelona, too, they were able to do enough. And got to give a lot of credit to the players to be able to come out and do what they did and turn things around and be able to contend against a very feisty Linares side. And why not? There was a couple of bounces of the ball that if they didn't go Barcelona's way, we might be singing a different tune. Remember that shot from outside? I forgot who took it for Linares. Ball just curves, hits upper 90, spot on. That ball goes a little bit lower, a little bit more to its left. Who knows what would have happened? Still, if ifs and buts were pots and pans, the world would be a kitchen, right? But that's the way things are, and you have to give credit where credit is due. Barcelona were able to come through. Barcelona did a great job in the second half, especially, and they were to bounce back, and credit to them. But now, as I said before, in Barca's case, Real Madrid, I think they should be able to win the league, despite having lost to Getafe at the weekend. But Barcelona should be able to compete for European Cup spots. They have a great chance to win Copa del Rey, knowing how its format is now. I just don't see it in Europa League. I don't see it in Europa League for them. We'll see. And with everything that's going on in terms of Barcelona and the numbers, there's a lot of things that don't make sense. I'll have a video about that in the future, but just to let you know, that's something that they have to look into going forward. That's something that they have to look into going towards the future. All right, guys. So I'll put these on a more frequent basis. I know I promise a lot, and sometimes I don't deliver, and I'm sorry. I have a very busy schedule, but I try my best, and I will try my bestest this time around in 2022. There's a lot of things going on, folks. I'll have a couple of announcements in the next few days. I'll have a few things that I want to share with you because, of course, I really enjoy both the spreading of content and also the spreading of good news when things do come one's way. And I think it's fair enough for me to go and say it because of you. A lot of these great things do come my way, both from a personal standpoint as well as from a career standpoint. More, of course, the latter than the former. But again, every time that happens, I always want to keep you in the loop because, damn, you're the reason I'm here. So plain and simple. All right, guys, so we will stay in touch. We will stay focused. And more importantly, we're going to stay in communication with one another, okay? So I will talk to you soon, and I look for nothing but the best from each and every one of you and for each and every one of you. Ciao.